Hi, this is Ron Rogers, and I am imploring you to tell your story. I started this YouTube channel about a year and a half ago. The whole purpose was to record stories that my kids and eventually grandkids could review, because by the time my grandkids might be interested in what Grandpa did, I'd be long gone if they had any interest at all. But that was basically, I was doing this for the kids. It was a YouTube thing. I was going to do it for the kids. I thought it was fun. I didn't realize that as of today, roughly, I'd have 18,000 viewers. That actually other people would think maybe this is interesting too. Kind of surprised me, actually. And yeah, my storytelling. Oh, it's not always the best. Sometimes I digress, and actually, people suggested, "Hey, you should make shirts that say that." And I thought they were joking, but I actually uh, end up did making shirts that say "But I digress," and have sold quite a few of them. So that's been just kind of a fun little sideline there. But there's a lot of very important aspects and fun reasons to have a video channel and record your stories. Now, when I started recording stories, it was rather serendipitous. You see this guy in the red shirt down there? That's me on the end of the wing there. And I ran into a lot of people that were involved in this project, knew this project, and we started talking again. I ran into people that I had lost contact for 40 years, and that's probably one of the most fun things. And I just recently had an email conversation, and I get a lot of these. I'm running in reconnecting with a lot of people that I haven't connected with in 40 years, and that's really been fun. It's really been interesting, and some of them, we kind of barely knew each other, and but we shared some common experiences. And the other thing is, sometimes you'll run into somebody, not literally, but in the traffic pattern, he'll be one of your followers, and he'll come down and want to say hello and stuff. And don't worry if you have trouble sticking to the story. Some people criticize it, but for the most part, people enjoy it. Actually, one person criticized me for digressing. They said they didn't like it. And I had a lot of people that came back in response saying, no, that's the best part. That's the best part. So that was kind of fun. But there are a lot of stories out there. Not necessarily your stories, although this one was a chase story that was mine, but it actually happened more to the other person. But you can tell your stories. You can tell other people's stories because other people have good stories too. And I have no idea why that thumbs up shows up. But anyway, other people have good stories too. And the more stories I tell, the more ones I kind of think about, remember ones that I had actually kind of forgotten. So that's kind of a fun aspect. And you can give people kind of advice on the way your life went. There was this poster series. It was I forget the exact title, but it was kind of the opposite of inspirational posters. It was one showed a ship sinking, and it says, "What if the purpose of your life was only to act as a warning to others?" Yes, de-inspirational posters. But anyway, people can learn from your stories. We make good decisions, we make bad decisions, but there are stories that people can be very interested in hearing. And my dad there, below me, other hand, below me there, with the binoculars. Of course, like a lot of World War II veterans, they're not going to really tell you their stories because it's too painful and they don't want to relive it. But my dad had a lot of humorous stories. And fortunately, I remember a lot of those and a lot of interesting stories about how he met Patton and things like that. Um, he had a sergeant who said he couldn't drive. They couldn't drive their jeep into the town, so they got in the jeep and they backed it all the way into town in reverse gear. Figured that was, this is where I must get some of my smart aleck stuff that the nuns didn't like. But anyway, I remember those stories, but a lot of them are gone. The ability to record back then, YouTube didn't exist, but yeah, you could do a VHS recording and stuff. And I've got a few of those of family events, but a lot of these things are gone. They're now knowing enough to record. A lot of the histories of veterans and stuff like that. But in 2 days, my dad will have been passed away for 27 years. So the stories are eventually going to fade, and if I don't relate some of his stories to my kids, nobody else will. You don't want to wait till it's too late. So if you've got stories to tell, I implore you, tell the stories. If nothing else, your kids will like them. And if nobody else likes them, who cares? Posting on YouTube is free. You can have fun. Some channels take off. I mean, I got 18,000, and I never expected that. I don't think my channel is ever going to be big. I don't fan the flames or anything like that. But I'm happy. I'm very content. I mean, that's a lot of, for a lot of people, that's a big number. It's not 500,000 like some people have, but I don't go into the things some people go into. So it'll never grow like that, but I'm having fun with it. I've got a very loyal set of followers who I have a lot of time with. I make connections with people all the time, and that has been very rewarding, and it's something fun to do in your retirement. Keeps me off the streets anyway. So, if you got a story to tell, any stories, no matter how simple or uninteresting you think they may be, somebody could find it interesting. Give it a shot. I think you would find it rewarding. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks.